Well, it appears to be 7 p.m. and we have a quorum for the ANC 1C Committee on Alcoholic Beverages, Cannabis, and Public Safety. And I see that our one agenda item, which is our report from the Municipal Police Department, Captain Porter is present, as is Commissioner and Chairman Wood, and we're also joined by Commissioner Olson. So without further ado, let me go ahead and ask Sean to elevate Captain Olson. I'm sorry, Captain Porter, and we'll get this agenda underway. Thank you. Uh, Captain, you can certainly proceed when you're ready.
Cool.
Great.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
Let's see. As always, go over the crimes of the past month in ANC 1C. The good news is there's not a whole lot to talk about.
Good.
We had no violent crimes reported in ANC 1C in the past month. We had a few theft from autos, and those four of them or three of them, and that was essentially people left stuff visible in their car. Someone walked by sometime in the night, smashed the window, and grabbed things. So as always, that's a lot of the not that that should happen, but the communication to people, hey, don't leave stuff visible in your car, put stuff in the trunk, because it was all three of these. I think they were visible things in the back seat, and someone walking by saw it and decided to break the window and grab them. We just had one motor vehicle theft, and then a few thefts from the various stores along Columbia Road or 18th Street. The one burglary we had, the one other than the stolen auto, the other felony that we had in the past month, it was in the 1700 block of Lanier Place in one of those apartment buildings. And the only reason I note that is because young lady was coming home. She lives on the third floor of the apartment building. As she unlocked her door, there were two people inside of her apartment, ran past her to get out, and ran outside the building. So obviously concerning for a few reasons, not, because typically if you're living in an apartment building on the third floor, you don't necessarily think you're going to be subject to a burglary as if you were in a townhouse or a basement unit, one of these buildings or even on the first floor of an apartment building. So somehow those two guys got in the building. We're not sure how. I think that case is still ongoing. Um, but it's just a reminder to people. Um, it's called piggybacking, where someone opens the door, holds it for somebody else, lets somebody else in. Or sometimes these apartment buildings, their back doors are unlocked or unsecured or stuff like that. So just making sure that people do this, but they're looking out for each other in their apartment buildings, making sure no one's coming in behind you, no one's sneaking in through the garage before the gate comes down, stuff like that. But that was in the past month the only burglary that we had, which is down from three the previous month, which was good, but still obviously concerning that somehow they got into the third floor of that apartment building and found a door, I guess that was unlocked, or somehow they were able to get in. Um, so just a reminder to folks to, take care of their neighbors and be on the lookout for suspicious stuff in their buildings. Um, that's really all I had. It was luckily not a very
Good,
crime-ridden month in 1C.
good.
But, well, I was going to say the weather's getting warmer, but we seem to have regressed again. But
Yeah,
eventually the weather will get warmer and we'll see more people out in Adams Morgan. But, for right now, continues to rain fairly, fairly
good,
mild.
good.
Yeah,
Um, let me,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, no. Whatever you got.
I just, as I'd mentioned when we interacted earlier this week, I wanted to ask just a general question about the National Guard because I've had some pleasant conversations with a couple of groups of guards people who've been walking the streets here in 1C01. And I'm wondering, obviously if they come upon an accident scene or a crime scene or just a medical emergency, I mean, they're equipped to handle medical emergencies on the street. But beyond that, I mean, I'm curious, how do you, as the police department, interface now with the guard in terms of what they're doing out on the streets? Are they filling any sort of specific public safety role other than if they run into an accident or they run into a crime scene or they run into some other potential issue that could affect the public? Is their job just to tell you there's a problem out there so you can address it, or are they able to proactively do things on their own beyond medical emergencies?
So, essentially what you said is correct. They don't have access. Well, I guess let me back up. So yes, if you talk to any National Guard folks, they're very friendly.
Yeah.
Some of them are happy to be here. Some of them are not. I did recently learn that those who get sent here, that counts as a deployment. So it helps toward their service time and possibly getting the GI Bill at the end of their service.
Mhm.
So, some are using this as an opportunity to, use it to get a deployment under their belt.
Hmm.
But yes, they come here to the third district, go to the bathroom and hang out. When they have lunch and stuff, they're all very nice, pleasant people. Um, so yeah, essentially what you said is correct. They don't have access to our MPD radios. They have their own radios to communicate with their own folks, who there is a liaison in our command center with us. Ever since this task force started, our Joint Operations Command Center has been operational 24/7. That's just part of the whole task force deal. And so part of that, there is a National Guard liaison in there that can relay stuff to us. But majority of how we get things is they come across something, they call 911, or they call their person in the command center and they relay to us either through 911 or through our command center that, hey, we came across whatever.
Hmm.
They've had people been flagged them down for, I think robberies. Someone flagged them down for abandoned bag that there was a gun inside of it. We do
Hmm.
help with medical emergencies. If they're walking down the street and they see MPD doing something in reference to a traffic crash, they'll help assist direct traffic while the officer's there on scene. Um, in reference to their authority, they are technically sworn in as U.S. Deputy Marshals, so they have law enforcement authority in D.C. This is the exact same thing that we do every 4 years when we bring officers in for the inauguration. They get sworn in as U.S. Deputy Marshals, and so they can help us while the inauguration's going on. Um, so they are technically sworn law enforcement members in D.C.
Does does that mean they have the ability and the authority to arrest or otherwise detain people?
Theoret yes, yes. However, I don't think there's been a single case of them actually placing someone under arrest, bringing them to our station and typing a report up. If
Okay.
anything happens, like they get flat, hey, that guy just stole something from me, and they catch him and they detain him, they'll wait for us to get there. Our officer will do an investigation. If they see there's probable cause to make an arrest, they'll make the arrest and they'll just list the National Guard member as like the one, who saw them or who stopped them. And our officer will bring it back to our station and process it as if anyone else witnessed the crime, and detain someone. But yes, I mean technically,
Hmm.
I guess you could say they do have that authority. They have the authority to use force. They have the authority to detain people. They would theoretically have the ability to arrest people, like I said, but I haven't heard of a single instance of that happening. I think they would almost 100% of the time defer to us, and they have been deferring to us to come on scene, take over whatever it is, and decide how to go from there.
And at one time, I guess you were doing joint patrols shortly after the two guards people were killed. I understand that's no longer taking place. Is
Correct.
that
Yeah,
correct?
that only lasted for I think like the week after that happened, or a
Okay.
few days, and then yeah, now they're back to roaming or walking their beats, five or six together on their own. Yeah, we're no longer patrolling with them.
Okay. I mean, I saw elsewhere that apparently new FBI, newly sworn FBI agents are going to do a training rotation now where they patrol the streets with the guard and with the MPD, which I get the impression they really don't want to do, and I'm interested to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I saw an article about them being sent to DC, but I haven't they're not elite as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that's something that's coming or they're just going to join the rotation of all the rest of the task group folks that come through the station every day.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I don't
That was very recent, whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think it
just
was in
saw
the
that in the
past
last
week
day
or
or
two.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't really know anything about that, whether that's gonna turn out to be true or not.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate this. It's very helpful. Honestly, as you have indicated, I think a lot of them, yeah, when they signed up to be a National Guards person in Louisiana or Indiana or wherever they're from, I mean, I don't think they expected to be shipped out here to do this sort of thing. But I mean, this is everybody involved is we're just sort of pawns to people who are way above us on the org chart. So my sense on this is all things all things being equal, it's a relatively benign presence. We don't need it, but if there's something we can do as a community to, I don't know, get better use of this free personnel, I'm all in favor of that. But I do appreciate your comments, and if we have anything from Chairman Wood or Commissioner Olson, or I see Brian Barry with the bid is with us. If anybody has anything else, happy to yield. Yeah, Chairman Wood, I see.
Just saying hi. Thanks. Yep, that was really helpful. You asked the questions I was going to ask. That was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, and we can like speaking of using them, to while they're here, um
Yeah,
we can request certain things like, hey, can you go in this area? Can you go in this area? But at the end of the day, we don't control where they're going.
yeah,
And so, we can request all day, but whether their higher ups send them to
I hear
those
you.
locations is beyond us. But yeah, I mean, the scenes that we have that I have been on with them, it's been a positive presence for sure.
Good. Thank you. Glad
Yeah.
to hear that. And if there's no other commentary from any other participants, I believe we don't have subcommittee meeting or committee meetings of our other two committees lined up this week. So without further ado, I will adjourn this meeting and thank everyone for their brief attendance. Uh,
Thank you.
thank you.